She's on the phone, I'm calling Gina. She knows that I know she come full of me, like me, type me. She my queen. So when about the same page comes she my queen. She come full of me, like me, type me. She my queen. Only what you hide. Right. So can both of us
Can we do a small check? I want to know if Janelle and I will be able to comfortably communicate or.
We got it? You're doing ID live? Sometimes you love too hard, sometimes you go too far. I don't want you to be easy, never been a girl. So take time with me, take time. Talk to me with some action. I'll find a place for your passion. Cool down some, cool down, cool down some, cool down, cool down, cool down, cool down. What do I do?
I'm here.
Anthony.
What's on?
Anthony, second is.
I'm hearing you perfectly.
Anthony.
I'm hearing you guys perfectly. I'm hearing you. I'm hoping that you're hearing me.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay.
Sipping up something I like, but you can't say right. Baby, let me see you on your waist one time.
So are you going?
She might not done bad, you know what you're lying. So she won't see love the kiss. If I got you on my wrist, God show us the way. God know what I did. So she wanna smoke up again. Too many things I wanna say, Got your girlfriend tipsy, and your girlfriend freaking out. But she trying to impress me. She gonna not text me, let's see what's messy. But baby, you don't see. So why don't you bring me tipsy? I'm the only one that you want when you got vibration. You better get ready, you better get ready. Tipsy, I'm the only one that you want when you got vibration. sipping on tipsy again, babe. I know you like me when you see again, baby. If you got a girl, you should go see again. You won't let me go, cause you don't get it. Oh no, I think it's like something. I got what I wanted. Baby, I can't feel nothing. Super hot, even when I'm back, bro. I've been every single record. All the motion, misdirected, computed emotion. All of my pride with a Hollywood sign. Your booty in the back like rain like Berkeley. Better I can tell her what to see. See, perfect. I see on the ice, no arms. The deep ice blue ball. She said she wanna be a minister. She said it's cool, but she knew it more than that. Then she broke it. I got my face up, and I ain't trying to smoke it anyway. That's something that I would like. Little taste, don't care. Fly monkeys, palm my pocket, forget TS slide. I don't have the time to just keep it on the level. You should give it high. She a boss, I'm the king, so I have to move. Tropicana, Bronx, no more Ghana, guys, they try to yana. It is the reason how the drama, hey. She said she only want a year ago. If it's not true, then she chill, girl. So I stepped up, next up. The deep bond is what connects us. We strong alone, but when we flex up, they hang on us anything. We got to press us for life.
My girl, seen a lot of faces, but nobody shine girl. Nobody shine like you, girl. Seen a lot of fine girls. Nobody can replace you, cause you are the fine girl. I call you my girl. If you give me top, I no go wrong. If you give me top, I no go dog. If you give me trouble, no good rush, I'll take my time. If you give me trouble, no good rush. If you give me trouble, no good dog. If you give me trouble, no good rush, I'll take my time. Love the way you walking, baby. Love the way you talking, baby. I'm in love with the things that you say. I'm in love with the games that you play. Talk to me, babe. Tell me you love me, babe. I'm in love with the things that you say. I'm in love with the games that you play. My question, my answer, my heartbeat, my laughter, my casa, casa. Baby, can you find yourself on? Yeah. Can you divide the red up? Anytime you know they close to me. Yeah. Baby, girl, are you I want to? Baby, girl, I really want to. Baby, they want us on our team. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. If you really be my desire. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. You wanna be my fire. Stop boy this for you. Baby, can you find yourself though? Can you divide the red up? Anytime you know they close to me. Yeah. Baby, girl, I really want to. Baby, girl, I really want to. Baby, they want us on our team. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. You will be my desire. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. One little us to one little. But yes, you know I still love you. But yes, you know I still kiss you. All right, getting ready to start. But yes, you know I still get back to you. But yes, you know I still get back to you. I'm gonna be there for you. The sickness I want, I'm gonna be by your side. You will do something. We go back to the end of the picture. My feeling, my backbone, all right, welcome everybody. We're getting ready to start now.
I think it's safe only like 1 2 time in YouTube.
Hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, because you don't know we're global. Welcome to We Change's fourth This Side of Paradise. Since 2016, We Change has hosted This Side of Paradise, a performing arts event during Jamaica's Pride celebrations, Pride JA, which features literature, spoken word, book readings, drama, poetry, and music, all performed by LBQT women and or allies. The name of the event was inspired by Staceyann Chin's book, The Other Side of Paradise. I will be your online host, Zanique, and our host in the studio, looking beautiful as ever, is Janelle, who you'll hear further from later. The first staging of This Side of Paradise in 2016 was headlined by Staceyann Chin, a Jamaican lesbian poet living in New York City. She shared excerpts of her solo theater piece, Mother Struck. In 2017, we had Jamaican Canadian poet DB Young Anita Frika headlining the event. DB used her spoken word performances to inspire women who are survivors of multiple forms of violence to stay the course and to create bodies of healing around them. We also had local playwright and actress Delia Harris, who wrote a poem titled Me One Daughter. The poem meant so much to us as lesbian, bisexual, and queer women because it tells a story that is all too familiar for young Jamaicans who come out to parents and other family members, and the harsh realities of the pain they go through as the community they once embraced as their tribe excludes them because of their sexual orientation. The third staging in 2018 was headlined by queer Jamaican author of the award-winning novel, Nicole Dennis Ben, who shared excerpt of her novel, Here Comes the Sun. This year, our fourth staging, and it's holding its own because we're featuring talent from across the Caribbean and with ties across the world.
That's right. And we're hoping that you have been enjoying Pride JA online activities so far. We started on Saturday with the balloon release / photo shoot, minus the balloon release. And on Sunday, we had the Pride Forum. Oh, how can I forget the launch party Saturday night? What does that mean?
Talent from across.
And on Sunday, we had the Pride Forum. Monday was our talent show. And Tuesday was our day of service. And earlier, we had the lip syncing competition. Congratulations again to Lady China on winning that competition. We're going to continue to encourage you to participate in the online activities. This is the first time we're having Pride online. We know we'd have hoped to have it in person, but nevertheless, we press on. And we're going to encourage you to use the hashtag PrideJA2020 and hashtag PrideWithWe. We'll be reading your comments throughout the show, so give us some comments, shout out to your favorite creatives, interact and chat and so, and we have a nice little time. And we're gonna get right into it with our first performance by Taitu Heron. Now, Taitu is one of our own. She is a slasher, a developmental specialist, workshop facilitator, human rights advocate, performance poet. She's currently the head of the Women and Development Unit at the UWI Open Campus in Barbados. She's also our We Change technical director, one of our We Change technical directors. And she's joining us online here on the Zoom. Taitu is here?
Yes, I'm here.
So over to you, Taitu. Share some love, send the emoji in the comments if you're here.
Thanks, everyone. Greetings, everybody. Happy to be here on the virtual stage. Since I'm the performer that's opening, I had to kind of think through what do I open with. And it's been a really tumultuous week in Jamaica with what's happening with the little girl and the case against the Virgo family and the judge, the ruling about her hair and so on, just leading into independence, and just it brought up a lot of things I think for us to think about what self-expression means and about how we can be who we are, and how the role that parents play in supporting their children in being who they are and embracing who they are and embracing their identity in terms of how they're comfortable with. So there's a way in which We Change's night is really special, particularly because it is its own unique way of situating the LGBTQ community in what it means to be independent and emancipated in Jamaica, and what all of those kind of complexities when you're LGBTQ. And in the wider space of how do you get to express yourself. So I thought that I have an alphabet poem that I wrote a long time ago. I haven't read it out loud in a while, so I thought I would read it tonight. It's called, well, the alphabet poem. After being captivated, disenchanted, and emboweled by full governmental hindrance, ignoring Jamaica's kaleidoscope of possibility, to let go mediocrity of niggerish ontology of our people, quantum leaps rejected by self-suffocating, trapdoor undulating vacillations, waiting for xenophobic Christianity to be our Zen. So that's it. Zanika or something.
Go Ty!
So there's one more. I don't know if I have time to read it now or I should read it the second.
Come on, go on. You can just carry all the way up this and just left way. Please
All right.
go ahead.
We're on the same theme of finding some kind of expression, but this one is more in daring to love in a different way, you know, and what that kind of way could look like. Yeah. In stillness of quiet stars, silent humming nights, I wish love would knock on my quivering yet willing nervous heart. Where are you, my partner? Only vast spaces in the jewel palace of my dreams that await the flutter of a free-winged touch. Breathe that spirit near me, so deep fathoms of a love's pregnancy will kiss mutual shores. Tap into inner codes of the soul against my ear and whisper low, a silent sound that says, come. Come and join me in the womb of union, where no inequality dwells, where no socially derived distinctions, where there are no traumatic abrasions of gender wars, no ridiculous madness of race, sexuality, and shade, no solid waste miasma of status. Come and make the sum of love greater than the bullshit and hate dished out by pimping predators, dealers of fear, fear of freedom, fear of the intimate life. Come near if you dare, wrap your wind in the leaves of my tree, suck my fruit, digest my strength, rain your veins with joy, plant seeds of yummy love, fly to the queendom of close-knit peace, have some fun on a carpet's weave, and unite these hearts, minds, and sacred spaces. Ashe. So that's it for now.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Title, for sharing. I mean, I know I don't speak for myself alone when I say you hit many a nail on the head.
Thank you. Thank you, Zan.
Thank you, Title. This is Judy Wedderburn.
Hi, Auntie Judith. Sorry, I'm not calling you Miss Wedderburn tonight. It's so good to have my family online. I really appreciate it.
Here.
Guys, even though we have a program that we're going with the flow with, do not be afraid to come in, unmute your mic. Also, show the video, not dance and Ray and say, yeah, well, you know, we love the excitement. So do not be afraid to engage, because that is exactly what it's all about. This year's theme, the ARTivism Edition, will highlight the works of local and regional lesbian, bisexual, and queer women using art and artistry to share their lives and lived experiences. We know that art is a powerful medium for activism, as excluded groups are able to express their experiences and tell their stories. So set good, just like the ice in a freezer, and cock up your foot, chop your 10, and enjoy the show. We have some themes for the talents that you'll see tonight. The themes are Watch Me Take Up Space, My politics is love. So sorry, that's my politics is love. Beyond bodies and our Jamaican identity. Please, please, please enjoy the upcoming presentation from Staceyann Chin, Jamaican-born poet and writer. She is highly respected as a spoken word poet, performance artist, and of course, an LGBTQ rights and political activist. You can find her online at Staceyann Chin. So that's at Stacy with EY and 2 N's Chin. Please snap, 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 or write in the chat and make welcome Ms. Staceyann Chin.
Wait.
This one's called Tweet This Motherfucker. And it was in response to the man who tweeted at me,
They're not seeing.
"You're a dirty carpet munching cunt that belongs in my kitchen,
Hold on.
washing my dishes and cock. Your test tube baby is
Gonna start over. Sorry.
This one is called Tweet This Motherfucker. And it was in response to the man who tweeted at me, "You're a dirty carpet munching cunt that belongs in my kitchen, washing my dishes and cock. Your test tube baby is a freak of nature. Write a poem about that." I wrote this when Zuri was maybe, I don't know, months old, maybe weeks old. Now she's 8, and I still feel the same. Tweet this motherfucker. Obviously, you are a rotting dick, an asswipe, an open sore existing among the worst tumors that plague humanity. You are an apology someone should have made to women centuries ago, and today you remain the very reason abortions must remain legal and available to every woman who finds herself carrying the figurative fetus of your fetid misogyny. Get the fuck out of my womb, you hater of her own origin. You forget you came from some woman's cunt. The pussy you so deride provided a path for you to get here spewing your sick soliloquy. Your existence also makes a good argument for capital punishment. Only I hold myself accountable to a more compassionate code of ethics. So I will refrain from advocating for the archaic quartering of you. I will also resist the urge to imagine you shackled in sequestered servitude, kneeling at the altar of some woman's holy pranani, washing her feet with your mouth. Only I would not wish for the degradation of your tongue on her flesh, your feet on her floors. I will spend my entire life trying to protect my daughter from the slime of your ignorance, the sweat of your hate. Coward that you are, hiding behind the intangible shroud of the virtual. Your keystrokes are the only ones with any fucking power, you impotent, unimportant little man. You splatter the male identity with the putridity you exude. You rotting apple, you venereal wound refusing to heal. You would have us conclude that most men are like you. But for the stellar examples of men in my life, I would think you the norm. Your actions might inform the love I cradle for those small boys in my circle, earnestly learning how to be better than the monster you consistently choose to be. Far and away, you fucking Frankenstein, you frighten me with your ability to keep breathing, your inclination to replicate, to recruit, to keep pressing the boot of your discrimination upon the necks of generation after generation after generation. The only thing that prevents me from raising arms and going guerrilla after you with a fucking gun is this global collective dedication to the eradication of your kind across all the borders of feminism and race. Those spaces held wire against the throat of equality. Women continue to resist you, heart and body, with guns and collarbones. We kill your cowardice in bedrooms and kitchens. We rebuke all you offer as fact. The act of tweeting something does not make it true, ignorant motherfucker. You are only a narrow opinion constructed poorly. In 140 characters, your cavalry is not nearly committed as the global scope of mine. From Nairobi to New York City, from Kingston, Jamaica to fucking Jakarta, those
Litanies we are forced to compose will stand in evidence your crumbling motherfucking tyranny. Time will hold your actions as crimes against humanity, and as it was with every disease that came before you, the strongest, most admirable parts of being human will keep adapting over and over again. Watch us adapt, watch us morph, watch us hatch into a power reminiscent of Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. History has already shown us what does not kill us will only make this resistance stronger. Are you listening, motherfucker? What does not kill us will only make our resistance stronger. Can you hear me, motherfucker? What does not kill us will only make us stronger. What does not kill us will only make this resistance stronger.
Hey! Oh, wow. Yes, Stacey. Yes, Stacey.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh.
Wow. Before we even get to our conversationalist, I just want to say, you can imagine somebody a cuss you and them say, you're the venereal wound that will not heal. We can't do nothing else after that. Wow, tweet that, motherfucker. Bad. Big up yourself, Staceyann Chin. Thank you so much. Wow, Janelle, take over. Wow.
When she said your narrow opinion constructed in 140 characters, that person of spirit, Emily. Cut enough time to want it, and we just want, but let us into the rest of our program. I know some persons may be wondering, what do we mean when we say artivism? We know of art, we know what activism is, but at what point does art become activism? Now, present with us this evening are some persons who will be leading a conversation throughout the evening, and they've all contributed to the queer creative landscape in one way or another. And so we'll go ahead and introduce them. We have with us Chantal Emmanuel, who is the founder of the Jamsterdam, co-founder of Connect JA, Tribe 876, and Tribe Tours. She's a young entrepreneur majoring in digital media production, and she opened Tribe 876 in 2018, which is a bar and lounge for artists, liberals, queers, and persons with open minds in Kingston. Jamsterdam is a party that has been held over the years and has managed to pull over 600 people, working with some of the best of Jamaica's queer talent. And Jamsterdam has always highlighted love and tolerance no matter what. It has contributed to the creation of safe spaces and safe events, working with local venues to build ties throughout the community. You can find her on IG at One Emmanuel. We also have with us Shauna Kate Burns, who is a lecturer in the social work department at the UWI Mona. She's a lover of all things Jamaican, from the sublime to the ridiculous, and believes that among our creatives and talent, Jamaicans are some of the most beautiful people in the world. I agree. And last but not least, we have Jareen Patmore, who is the founder of Rebel Women Lit, a queer Caribbean book club, online bookstore, and library. She is also the host of a podcast, hashtag like a real book club. Find her online at Rebel Women Lit. And so we want to pose the question to them. What is artivism? When does art become activism?
Just tell them to unmute.
Go ahead and unmute your mic and jump into the conversation. Shauna K.
Oh, okay. Hi. Happy Pride Week, everyone. How are you? This is, first of all, like, I just want to say that, I love the fact that we are going online. Nothing's going to stop us. COVID can't go on with day. We're trying to push forward, and it's an awesome space to be in. When does art become activism? I think, like anything, art is something that people think is very subjective to them. So, you know, what I might find as art, you may not think it's art. I think regardless of that, when there is a passion and there is like a deeper meaning behind it, and your art and the expressing of your art becomes something that is so strong and so powerful within you that you must share it with the world. And oftentimes when it tells a story, now people may not appreciate the story that you want to tell, they may not agree with it, but that's not the point. When it is something that needs to come off your chest because it's something that you believe, social responsibility, social justice, political reform, political justice, queer justice, whenever it is that you feel that it's something that comes out of your soul, as opposed to perhaps a pretty picture or a nude picture, or what somebody may think is lewd and offensive, because you know, in our world, our very presence is offensive to somebody. But if it's something that needs to come up out of you as passion and as strong, I think is, you can always say that's when art becomes activism. It's artivism. It's something that you cannot keep silent with. So I think that's mine.
Yeah, I've always thought of art and activism, or activism, as being something that you know, disrupts the status quo, something that just gets you thinking, that, you know, challenges you in some way or another. Did anybody else want to jump in?
Sade's there.
Sade's here.
Chantel Emmanuel.
Chantel Emmanuel, you're here. Wanted to contribute, or Jermaine, perhaps.
I think Shauna Kay really hit the nail on the head when talking about social justice through art. I think once you're making a political statement, especially if it's to represent marginalized voices or marginalized topics that people would rather not have a conversation about, I think art provides that medium. I think it's a way for us to communicate in ways that we may not necessarily have the means to have these difficult conversations. So being able to express, whether it be theater or literature or visual arts, and being able to see something and being able to understand another perspective, I think that's one of the useful things that art provides us. And artivism, the combination of both, provides us with a very easy avenue to start having those discussions.
That's good. I also wanted to look at some of the ways, or wanted us to start thinking about some of the ways that we can expand the reach of our queer creative activists in Jamaica and perhaps the Caribbean. You know, how do we expand the reach of our work? How do we, you know, broaden our horizon, broaden the scope of our work? Anyone?
I mean, I can go ahead. I think one of the things for us, and movements such as these, such as going online, I think the female network and that empowerment that comes from it, and being brave. And it would be almost easy or too easy for me to kind of just say, you know, just go out there, be out there. I think when it comes to this, the importance of network and the importance of the bravery of going out and saying, this is my work. I think oftentimes, and as women, we have always been taught to kind of silence ourselves, and, oh, is my work good enough? Oh, I don't want to go out there. And then somebody kind of diss me and say, Lord, she can't sing. Lord, where you go with that? You can't write, you can't do poetry. And then you sit back and go to, like, you go to an art show and somebody goes on the stage, and in your head, you're like, nah, so why me can't do it? I think just understanding that it's 2020 now, and, you know, I'm here and I'm queer, and deal with it. And understanding that your work is so much more than whatever title people wanna put on it. Understanding that your work is good and your work can be done. And one of the ways that your work can get better is by opening up the work to an audience. The importance of sisterhood, community, you know, hold an art show for your friends. A lot of us are here and we have so much talent. And if you don't go in our rooms or don't open a particular book, you won't know. You know, start off small if that's just your personality. Hold a concert for you and five of your friend them and make them give feedback. Honest, trust people, and then just you know, next time this is happening. So maybe the other side of paradise will see your work next year. You know, it's kind of just like start small, be brave, go into spaces that you feel that love and connection. So even if somebody say, boy, you can work on this, know that it's coming from love. Because if you don't feel like the people in the room are gonna connect to you and tell you honestly what you need to work on in your craft, then sis, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. So it's kind of like understand that and just come out and be brave.
I love that. I love that you put that on Be Brave, because the next thing that we're going to be exploring throughout the evening is watching take up space and the bravery that it takes to, you know, just exist for a lot of us in these spaces that we engage. And this is just looking at the ways in which lesbians and bisexual women, queer people in general, how they take up space and claim their right to be present. So now we'll be having a video performance by Debbie Young, which is a poem dance. Debbie Young and East Africa is.
Okay, so before we get to, I didn't even hear, I'm so sorry, but I didn't hear who you were about to introduce, Janelle. Before we get there, I do want to, I'm not gonna throw it to our panelists or our conversationalists this evening, but I want to throw it out to the rest of us. What is the thought on persons who will say, I am passionate about, you know, my queer rights, but I don't want persons to see me as the gay artist or the gay singer, right? How do we get over that hurdle before we ask others to get over that one? So I want us all to just think on that question. And before we even get to take up space, because I feel like our conversation had a lot of politics in it just now. I want us to continue on the theme of My Politics is Love. This theme we chose this year because, you know, we feel like it celebrates lesbian, bisexual women and queer people using love as their main tool for fighting against systems of oppression that seek to invisibilize them. So I want us to hello, no man, I'm not feeling us anymore. Oh, there are a few persons. Joy Crawford, big up yourself. Then she/her, big up yourself. Thank you. Keep the comments coming, guys, whether in here on YouTube or just by using the hashtags. Keep the comments coming, because you know we're all about engaging. So please make some noise, some virtual noise, however you may. And welcome Shanika Soulchild. We'll be welcoming a video from her. She's a singer, songwriter, and musician who hails from our second city, Montego Bay.
That's my city. The big girls talk up. We're getting some comments from our studio audience.
Just a minute. Sometimes, you know.
I mean, you know, the funny thing about it is that me and Shanika used to go to the same high school. We're actually on the choir together. Welcome, Shanika.
No, you just did one tell us so you can't sing. Okay, noted.
Yes, I'm here. I have a bit bio.
Did it again. I broke your heart. Why you act so surprised? You knew it from the start. When you told me you loved me, and you showed me you cared, you must be a fool to love a broken soul child blues. Baby, 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 cut me, there's no blood in my veins. So how can you love me? Tell me there's no blood in my veins. Fractured your soul with my stone cold. Oh, tragic mind fell from frozen eyes. There's no truth here in between us. Promise distance all lies. You must be a fool to love a broken soul child blues. Baby, 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 tell me there's no blood in my veins. So how can you love me? Tell me there's no blood in my veins. When you told me you loved me, when you showed me you cared, you must be a fool to love a broken soul child blues. Baby, 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 cut me, there's no blood in my veins. How can you love me? Cut me, there's no blood in my veins. Baby, 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 cut me, there's no blood in my veins. So how can you love me? Cut me, there's no blood in my veins. Hello everyone, I'm Jamaica Soul Child. And with me today is Trisha Rose on vocals and Tarek Pears on strings. It is indeed a blessing to be sharing with this community, as this community it has been a backbone and a safe haven for many persons who are looking for, just persons who can relate with their situation. The song that I just did is an original song. It's called In My Veins. And this one that I'm about to do is called Plastered Smile. What this song is about ladies, women who go around and carry the world on their shoulders, without cracking, without complaining, without giving in. They go around and they smile all the time. when I wrote this song, I was in a bad place, but I was able to pull myself from that situation, and you yourself, you can do so too. And this forum, this platform is a perfect place to do that, and a perfect home for many of us. So thank you. Lonely girl sat on the wall, her mind clouded full. Oh, and man, it had been quite a while since she's been feeling dull. Oh, trust was hard to find, so she never cleared her mind from the lingering pain. Oh, long to her time, it could not be found. Now we do regain lonely nights, swollen eyes, broken soul, wet sheets, happy days, golden rays, blasted smile, repeat. Lonely nights, swollen eyes, broken soul, wet sheets, happy days, golden rays, blasted smile, repeat. Day in, day out, every day the same. She walked down the path, oh, reminding herself never to replay the memories of her past. Oh, trust was hard to find, she never cleared her mind from the lingering pain. No, love took her down, it could not be found, never to regret. Lonely nights, swollen eyes, broken soul, wet sheets, happy days, golden rays, plastic smile, repeat. Lonely nights, swollen eyes, broken soul, wet sheets, happy days, golden rays, plastic smile, repeat. Trust was hard to find, she never cleared her mind from the lingering pain. No, love took her down, it could not be found, never to regain. Lonely nights, swollen eyes, broken soul, wet sheets, happy days, golden rays, plastic smile, repeat. Lonely nights, swollen eyes, broken soul, wet sheets, happy days, golden rays, plastic smile, repeat.
Beautiful. I thoroughly enjoy that. I just want to know where I can. Did you finish? Oh gosh. Where can I apply to be one of her background vocalists? Because
We're ready.
Try that. You ready? You ready, Janelle? What Toey? Toey, she can do 2 more, don't? Please, we're gonna go straight into it and let us welcome Christina Grant, who is gonna be giving us a poem. Christina is a banker and an activist who enjoys writing and sharing spoken word pieces about things important to her. She's currently an associate director of community engagement and outreach at We Change. So please make some noise for Christina Grant. Not one person could have unmute and make some noise for Christina Grant. Not one. A war.
Yes.
Hi everyone.
Hey, kid.
I'm Christina. I'm Christina. And oh wow. Okay. I'm Christina, and the title of this poem is Black Dreadhead Lesbian. You know, true representation. The backstory on this, sometime in the latter part of 2010, early 2011, I was having a conversation with the then Dean of Faculty for Society, and he was basically pointing out that with my presentation, I wouldn't be able to occupy the spaces I am now privy to, right? If I were born, let's say, in earlier time, like 1900s, right? So the first part of my poem was born out of that conversation. But with recent happenings, we realized that though our predecessors have fought vehemently for the rights that we now possess, we still have fight to do, right? And we still should occupy more spaces, right? So let's get into it. Black dreadhead lesbian. I was told if I were born in the early 1900s, I would not have survived because I'm a woman, a Black woman. There are many shades of an African descendant, and mine is the darkest. For something beyond my control, I would be scorned and persecuted. As if that's not bad, I am dread. As if the odds of me surviving isn't already hanging by a thread, I'm a lesbian. A Black dreadhead lesbian who seeks for self-dependence and is not defined by a man. For this, my clothes will be ripped from my body. The clothes I wear is not befitting of a woman. I would be left standing naked, but standing tall and fully erected because I'm a Black dreaded lesbian. My hair would be shaved. It's not in keeping with their ways. I am now naked and bald, but still standing tall because I'm a Black dreadhead lesbian. They're still not content because my whole now becomes the venting which is there in demanding, as they would take turns thrusting, stabbing, beating what I hold to be mine, my womanhood. They would each whisper, "This is how it's supposed to be, a sword within a shaft." My skin would be sliced and peeled. As I clenched my teeth, feeling the blood dripping as my body burns and consumed with pain, my skin is not the shade with which they are pleased. Bald, raped, lynched, they would think they murdered me, took what I held to be true, my identity. But I would stand, bloodstained and determined, proudly say I'm a Black dreadhead lesbian. Different era, same mantra, continuing the fight of our predecessor. Same oppression, different version. There are many forms of Kensington. Lynching turns into bleaching, believing that in certain spaces we don't belong. Settling for mediocre jobs, where someone just like me is being taught to speak in sing-song. Thank you for calling AT&T. You're speaking with Christina. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Because I'm not corporate material. This is where they have it wrong. I am Christina, a Black dreadhead lesbian banker. Just like those before me, I am here. And just like you, I belong. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Same way, so Christine, let's try to tell them.
Redhead, let's go there, girl.
Yes, Christina, go there.
Before we even continue, I want to say good evening, Maria Fontenelle, who has been invoking like just amazing thoughts online here. She has left a few comments for us, which she mentions that visibility is very important, but also doing things on your own terms. So she mentioned, and I quote, there are various avenues that can allow people to advance advocacy on their own terms. We're gonna continue with an online feature because we're going to Trinidad, yes, with Ashley Burnett, who is a Caribbean writer, a teaching artist and blogger from TNT. Her mission is to shape the now in preparation for the future through expression, solidarity, and inclusion. So make some noise, please, for Ashley Burnett.
Good job.
Oh, I was muted. Thank you so much. So thank you for having this event. I feel as though, you know, I'm so happy that we're able to like still celebrate Pride, you know, amidst this entire like this pandemic, which is, you know. Okay, so I have two poems, and I hope some of you would have heard this already from last year's conference in Jamaica. But here we go. The first one's entitled Vassiny. Now, Vassiny is this beach in Trinidad, this really disgusting beach, that we all get baptized in. Most of us, we get baptized in this disgusting ocean. So I hope you enjoy this. Somewhere in the middle of Vassiny has my unholiness scattered. A bent coconut tree who saw me as home long before I knew it. I remember the salt, how it tried to cleanse every wound that God's stripes couldn't heal. Returned to shore, a white dress pressed against my pubescent body, eyes reddened from tears, salt, or too much embalming. I've baptized myself a million times in sin, held my body open as altar for many a man. We've mocked, both hands wrapping my breasts, becoming a missionary that doesn't know the word except for oh gods and amens. I'd pat myself on the back for liking men. Remind myself that God only saves a fornicator if they're straight. My mother knows nothing of her child. I know if I tell her, she'll blame the absenteeism from church, how I let a world of free thinking alter me. Pray that I rededicate my life back to Christ. Ask for another baptism. Say it will be the best decision you'll ever make, but mommy, I've been baptized since the day your water broke. And this body is no thing to be crucified, or to be scorned, or to be boxed in, or sent into exile. Everything that I am comes from who I am. And there is no one to blame for my becoming.
Wait. I don't know, Ashley, no. You bring us up here, ready for the coming. Get us done. Wow.
I have to work all night. Like,
I don't think there was one single line that did not resonate with me. Like, whew, no man, we have some talented people on the line up here. Oh, and what's not the one of them look good enough? Nah look.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have one more, and there's a theme, like if you realize in a lot of my writing, there is this element of church and of God and of what savior and holiness looks like, and that's because of my background. Like I was a real church girl, and a lot of things from that have influenced my writing. Like so many things. And so that's
Said you want a good girl, gone bud.
Oh my God. Okay, so the second and final one I haven't named it. I will name it. I don't know. I'm terrible at naming things. So when I first bloomed, I learned to feel things silently. How to hold a truth like a ball of mucus stuck at the back of my throat. I'd watch all the other girls in my school year revel in their truth, even if it meant countless parent-teacher meetings at the end of the month. I remember religious knowledge classes, how my tongue had the audacity to house a hate for a truth I kept in my throat. The way my legs would take me to the prayer room at lunchtime, bend my knees and cross my chest to make my body more shrine than gay, dig my nails till it stigmatized my palms, try to speak in tongues, but the hate I mustered for myself made my tongue heavy. I knew that one day, when I learned to unknot my tongue, I'll build a different home. And so when I fell in love with the moon at age 18, I didn't know what to do. I'd stand at the kitchen window planning how to escape, how to wrap my body into something holy and acceptable unto the Lord. The way my family loved became an heirloom. We'd hold each other at a distance. We loved intense but silently. Have our bodies expand itself so big but say nothing about it. This heirloom carried fire. Left behind crushed bones and eulogies, tears to make sense out of all this ash, but this heirloom will burn in its own fire. It won't be passed down. We'll scatter the ash in the sea of all this love. Thank you.
Woo. Yes, yes, Ashley.
Woo! Wow, 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 wow. I mean, just listening to the powerful words that you put together so beautifully, yet they're hurting me because either we know of somebody that's gone through. I just want to say that's even though in 2020, which has been one of the roughest years ever, we're making flight, because I don't remember which state, Jerian or somebody can help me. They have deemed illegal conversion therapy, which we shouldn't even talk about that because duh, but we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, and it's because of safe spaces like this one. So please, I just want to encourage everybody here just to be a safe space for somebody else. If it's even just one person, you know what I mean? This is what it's all about. Wow. Janelle, I should just play with my heart. So can you just take us into the Watch Me Take Up Space theme?
Right, I had announced that earlier. And
yes, we already know. We're ready for take up space, huh? So
the ones that on before us now have given us permission. So now we're going to take up space. We're here, we're queer, and we're not going anywhere.
All right.
All right, and so I want to introduce Debbie Young and Africa, who is a African-Jamaican, London-based international dub poet, theater interventionalist, and a decolonial scholar who is committed to creating and nurturing art that ritualizes acts of recovery from violence inflicted upon the people and the planet. She recently started doing an online dance series, and she has shared with us one of her latest pieces. And when we spoke to her, she said dancing has become her activism. She is finding joy in her body in the midst of all this madness. So we are going to now turn over to a dance video by DB Young.
Hey.
Did I mention that it was a pole dance?
You didn't.
Did I mention that?
You didn't say.
I'm excited.
Just a second. Ready?
Just please me. Then I looked inside and found my own stride. I found the lasting love for me. If I'm searching for my spirituality, passionately, I must begin with me. One is a magic number. There's just me. One is a magic number. If I add myself, pursue myself, multiply time, you and God, and you again. There's just me. If I got 8 million, 48 million, 98 trillion, there is just me. If I subtract 1 plus 3 to the 5th degree, use any term, there's just me. One is the magic number. There's just me. One is the magic number. How do I begin to tell you how much we love you? It begins with heart. If you want to make a change in this world, it's your life. Stop by looking at me. One is the magic
Whoa. Sorry. Nice.
Wow.
Mama have more ones. Go again.
One is the magic number.
Right?
Sees and dance. But if anybody did get up and dance,
I really hope.
Yeah.
But just wait for my poll arrive. You understand?
Order through Amazon and so 1 to 2 days with Amazon Prime. Okay. All right, we're moving right along with the program. We have up next Janice Hector with a spoken word entitled Melanin Love. Now, let me tell you something about that piece here. So Janice is from the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Lucia. Enough love to 758 Pride. She says her poetry has been a part of her since age 13. Now, this piece was inspired by the love of her life and partner, and the circumstances, the mystery, and the beauty of how their love came to form. I bet you never get it.
Oh.
They met online in quarantine.
Nice.
What a piece of song.
Nice.
You know, I get like a quarantine way, but I still look good. So if anybody, yeah, just let me know.
Sort it out real quick. And so you can follow Janice on Instagram for more of her lesbian erotica at Labia Rhythms. That's something exciting. Festive bad. Wow. Oh.
Who checking their labia for the rhythm right now? I'm gonna exit.
You still my beating.
All right.
Love.
Get the word.
I am a black woman who loves women.
Bless your heart.
Oh, but I am. Oh, but I am. Have you seen the shine of a melanin enticing me to come and dance with her? Her mouth spitting rainbows, her eyes daring me into her world unknown to me. But her love, her passionate inferno catapults me into an abyss of wanton flames, and my desire for her breathes nothing but the sweet, soothing sounds of her name. I desire to kiss the lips of a mind until her thoughts spill out onto the tongue and into my ears like conversation. I desire to hold her black heart inside mine until I feel the mating dance of two souls, one body, one mind, one spirit. I desire to shelter her dreams under my wings and fly with our ambition to the heights the world deemed unattainable. I desire to hold the soft, warm frame and caress every inch of her picture, my hands touching her in places hidden by skin, beckoning her two hearts to beat to the command of my feminine hands. I desire her nipple to nipple, curve to curve, heartbeat to heartbeat, skin to skin, because I have tasted the honey from within and the continuous thirst to be quenched by the nectar is forbidden as sin, and still I indulge in her sweetness because I am a woman who loves your women. Oh, damn right I am. Oh, but I am. Tell me, have you ever tasted the shine of her melanin?
All right.
Ooh, ooh, lyrics.
When they get the ring.
Preach it, Janice. Preach it, sister.
No, Shauna K, who is teasing me online, commenting, you cannot comment on my madness until you turn on your
But
camera.
I'm not teasing you.
and
I'm
join
not
me.
teasing you. I'm not teasing you. But just as somebody come here, I'm never tease you. Ronnie insists, living the best life.
Want somebody test my melanin channel, so So while I have you here, let's talk a little bit about how the queer community has shaped the creative landscape in Jamaica. What are your thoughts on this? And anybody else can come in at any time and share.
I feel like me I talk too much. Anybody else want to go first, please? I feel like me I talk enough. No? No? I me start off a little one too. So even like I don't know how much of the generation coming up realize that so much of their languaging, especially in dance hall and in popular culture, is coming out of a queer landscape. First of all, may I come out tonight out and bad? May I read you? Like, does anybody really know the origin of read? Like a lot of these people who are saying they're like, you don't even know how much, especially in dance hall, it tickles me fancy when you hear a lot of the words, a lot of the stylings going on, and you're like,
yeah, because of them love bush shots and of them love bonfire.
And a lot of the times, I think, especially like, you know, a lot of the women in this room would know, coming from a generation who have seen a lot of the things and a lot of the unfolding of queer culture, realizes the origin. But I think a lot of people don't know now how much in this creative landscape that we're going in. When you even look at the fashion, I mean, it's amazing to see that we now have so much more men, which is an awesome thing, you know, wearing things that are just so much more expressive and so much more free. And a lot of that was coming from and is coming from a queer landscape. And I just think people don't even realize we've always been the trendsetters, always been above it, and just like everything else, just coming in. So I mean, other people can run in upon the conversation now. Please come and talk enough.
All right. I'm throwing this out to what another of our conversationalists or anybody else can answer the question. But the question is posed to us today: how does the Jamaican identity inform the work of our creative activists? So Jamaican identity and our creative activists. While we think on the question, I just want to say hello, good evening to Bianca Campbell, who made some very, very, very valid points. She mentioned that when artists are recognized as culture shifters, behavior shifters, and strategic organizers, and not as vendors, that's a very, very, very powerful thing. And we do accept that point. So thank you so much. And guys, continue to share with us, please. It's a conversation. As I said before, we want the engagement. So the question again is, how does their Jamaican identity inform the work of our creative activists?
I think it's pretty obvious as to how the Jamaican identity informs our work. Something that I honestly think should be our motto is "We little but we talawa." No matter what we do in Jamaica, people have to know that we are here, we are out, it's just in our nature to always be very proud of who we are and to always make noise. We never step somewhere and we don't end up being the best at what we do. And we see that in our activism, we see that in the works that we do. When we have someone like Staceyann Chin, who has been world-renowned as a poet, yet only released her first anthology last year. Yet everyone knows Staceyann Chin. Everyone is familiar with her work. We have a very small space. I'm going to be talking about literature because that's what I know a bit more about. But we have Marlon James, who's able to win a Booker Prize. When we say you dance a year before you dance abroad, I don't think that's necessarily true, because a lot of our artists will mash up the world stage before a lot of Jamaicans here even know. And even when we do know, it just shows that that's just our identity. That's just the work that we do. We do very top class, very top tier work, whether or not it's recognized here in Jamaica. And I think the thing with our queer artists, whether or not they're doing work that directly speaks to their queerness, unfortunately, it does tend to be that you have to be recognized abroad first before you get the recognition here. I think that's very unfortunate, but I hope that starts to change. And I do see small steps going in that direction, especially in music. We do see a lot more queer artists who, whether they're out publicly or out within their circles, who are getting a lot more recognition here locally. So the thing is, our Jamaican identity, we're very loud, we're very number one, we have to be the best. And I think that goes across in terms of the work that we do, whether it be directly linked to advocacy or directly linked to the art that we produce. Very, very top tier work. So yeah.
I know Shade Emmanuel is in the chat as well. Shade, if you want to chime in, or feel free to jump in at any point. Is she still here with us?
Not sure.
If you are, maybe you need to unmute.
Yes, she is.
Okay, all right, so I guess we can then move into the next segment of the program then, Zani.
All right, sure, no problem. While we were just talking about our Jamaican identity, and that's one of the themes this evening, our Jamaican identity, which this depicts and I want to emphasize this word, ideal Jamaica, where our queer identity is respected and seen as an inclusive space and existence for all. So for the first performance in this theme, I just want you guys to make some noise from where you are for Aaliyah Johnson, who is a writer, singer, dreamer, electronic artist, and feel free to follow her on Instagram at Aaliyah. That's ALEYAYELE. All right, so please make some virtual noise.
Yes, queen.
Hey,
Hey. Roops. Thanks.
Wait. Sometimes I'm a little bit slow in a reach.
Hi, I'm Alea. I'm a music maker. I make alternative music with influences from stuff as broad as electronica to dancehall to R&B, neo soul, modern pop, experimental, you name it. I kind of chuck it all into the pot and see what I get. With this song, I was commissioned to make up something about Jamaican identity and the future that we want to see. Well, for me, the song is about transition and going from a place of isolation and feeling like an outcast to becoming someone who's found their tribe, who feels included. For whoever needs this song, I kind of made this song for you. I am happy to take part in Pride because it is so necessary. It is a harrowing experience and a harrowing environment to go through LGBTQ identity under duress in Jamaica, where threats are made against us so casually and cavalierly in the vernacular. I kind of want to just spread the idea of normalization and demystifying what it means to be queer. You know, it's just like kind of normal. It's nothing to be afraid of. And it's sexy, you know? So that's what this song is all about. I hope you enjoy. My Instagram contact is Aaliyah Ayala, so my name backwards and forwards. I'll spell it out for you. ALEYA Yeah, it's a palindrome. And you can find me there. That's where I'm most active. I would love to see you there. And otherwise, see you somewhere in the internet or in Jamaica or in the world. Questioning all the things that bring me down. Questioning all the things I thought were sound. Didn't even belong. The walls were built up from the ground. Couldn't find a way, but I love, sway, teach, speak, receive, love, play, learn, sway, teach, speak, give, receive. Free to choose experiences to no absolutes. Here we come to share our truths. Didn't used to be love, but now my tribe is what I found. Seems we've come a long way. When I love, sway, teach, speak, give, speak, love, play, learn, sway, teach, speak, give, receive.
Why should it say it's not gonna be a sexy vibe? What? Ready? We're ready right now. Right now. Okay, so I know we've been here for a while, but I mean, I have been so enjoying the vibe. But we're just gonna get right into it, and I'm gonna ask you guys to welcome Sakelia Williams, who is a graphic artist and an illustrator. You can follow them online at @_W illustrations. All right, so make some noise, as we're going to be getting some graphic artist / illustrator vibe madness, niceness happening all up in here right now.
She is. Hello, Sakela. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sakela. I'm a pro queer artist, and I'm really excited to be able to celebrate Pride 2020 with you guys this year, talk a little bit about my art, and to share with you what it means to me to be a part of this year's celebration. It's really cool, I think, because we're able to still carry on the tradition of Pride in Jamaica, even though the pandemic kind of came and just like swooped everything indoors. I think it's actually more beneficial to have it online because a lot of people are able to attend from the safety of their homes and attend in anonymity and still be able to enjoy the proceedings. So for me, that just shows a sense of community regardless of what is going on around us, regardless of the backlash we may get from society, we still show a sense of togetherness and triumph regardless of what is going on. And that is why I'm really excited to be a part of the celebrations this year. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So my art primarily is about activism. I try to make art that's either about activism or about being a Black woman or a queer woman, and I feel like that's because it represents a lot of who I am. And I remember like growing up having to suppress certain notions of Blackness, having to suppress certain notions of being Jamaican, like we weren't allowed to speak Jamaican Creole and appreciate it for what it was. And a lot of the media that came into the household was whitewashed or was just primarily not really Afrocentric at all. So I decided just like reaching a point in my life, I would make sure that my art, my self-expression, as much as possible, would be as Black and as queer as possible because I wanted to always live my identity and speak my truth as much as I can and represent my people as much as I can. So some of the pieces that I submitted this year are thick, thick with pride. A lot of the pieces are a little bit more obvious in terms of, they have the rainbow colors and symbols of pride are seen throughout. For example, the piece where the woman is stooping and the flag is on the sidewalk. And I feel like these more obvious pieces or more obvious symbols of pride are cool and all, but then there are the pieces that go a little bit more metaphoric with the flow and speak more about the internal struggles of being a Black queer woman and what it means in Jamaica. In terms of there's a lot of backlash that we face, there's a lot of abuse that we face, there's a lot of stuff that we have to put up with as queer women, as queer artists. It can mean you may not necessarily get hired for a job because of your orientation, because of the way you present. It means that in the workplace you may not be as comfortable because if you're a masculine presenting woman, then they're going to say, well, you're just trying to be a man, and we kind of don't want that kind of dishonest energy around us. When in reality, it's not dishonest energy, it's you speaking your truth and living your truth. And people will lash out against you for that, but at the end of the day, you still have to represent who you are as best as you can. And I think for me, the pieces that I make are also a form of healing, and a way of bringing me through this general journey towards my best self. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that can't relate. When we have like moments when we doubt our identity because society recognizes us as a particular thing. And so because I'm in past frustrated society, I'm thinking, okay, but does this mean that I'm jeopardizing my identity as a queer woman? Does that mean that I am not representing in my fullest rainbow pride glory who I am as a queer person? And I feel like that's not necessarily true. And I try to represent that in my work and use it as a means of saying, I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm okay with that. And I mean, if your art isn't activism and it doesn't say something or it doesn't make you feel something, it doesn't make other people feel something.
That's true.
I feel like it's time to do some introspection.
Yes,
and get back to
yes,
the drawing
Akela,
board.
yes.
Literally.
Thank you so much. Sakela, you have a fan in studio here. Shauna has been.
Hey, Sakela.
I would just like to say that I want somebody to order me a custom angel piece. Thank you very much in advance.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Them nice. Me there look and say, I wonder if I have money. Them nice.
Not fast, like I'm no, I don't have it.
All of them nice.
Just link me for the custom pieces. Just link me for the custom pieces.
Never have a blank wall in Barbados waiting for that one of those pieces. The last one in particular.
Hey, I got you.
All right.
They love the energy.
This is how all of them artists here have to bust after this session, right? So. We're gonna continue into it, and we're gonna invite Michaela Christian, who is a Jamaican visual artist who uses craft to explore many versions of chaos. You can follow her at KHAOS by Kiki. So please welcome Kiki.
Hey. Hold on.
Sometimes I'm a little bit slow.
Guys, you not enjoying yourself? You not make one know in the comments now, please. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, in the comments. I was about to be like, yes.
Oh.
They have vibe, man. Datings.
Hello. My name is Michaela and I go by Chaos Kiki on Instagram. Being a part of Pride is something to remind me and people like me that there are productive, talented, smart, kind people within the spectrum that don't fit into the negative stereotypes of who society paints us out to be. I had prepared a piece for the event, and the theme that I picked to go with the event, the theme was called Being Wise, I believe, and so I made a piece that is an interpretation of the theme that I picked. So this piece is actually showing a woman standing on a stone wall. This is the stone wall. It's actually one subject matter. It's not two different subject matters. It's not a female figure standing in front of a stone wall, and it's not a vase standing in front of an abstract wall. It's actually one of these and not two. So the one is abstract, and I made it that way to not compete with the other elements of the painting. And the female is represented as an android because our mind is literally a moving creator or just a host, a show. And that concept resonated with me in relation to the theme because we're as people, especially as women, we're usually more than what people see. And I've been in many situations before where both males and females, have pretty much thought that they know based on how you present yourself as a warrior. And back to the thought as well about your mind being a meaning creator. Like if you care enough to feed your mind, nurture it, and actually respect your mind, it helps to interpret chaos in a clearer and forward way that makes sense to you.
as a woman and as anybody in general, it's very important that you live by your own moral, as long as you are not destroying yourself and you're not destroying other people in the process. So the abstract wall represents the chaos clearly, and the stone wall, it represents structure that's needed to see through the discomfort of the unknown. So sometimes, yes, as a female, you might feel like the future is headed for you, but thankfully, you're smart, talented, and brilliant-minded individual who can, always find a way to help yourself and empower other people with you. And there is no such thing as helping another person and you get left behind. Like, there's no such thing. I also brought 2 other pieces with me. They're actually a part of a series called 7 Heavenly Virtues. So this is my baby, Temperance. I love her. Yes, this is a see-through rose. She's wearing no look beyond. It's not about a piece with a hot girl showing her boobies. Like, no, it's not just that. I usually, well, not usually, but I made this piece in mind to pretty much see people's initial reaction. And the fun thing about art is what people interpret when they see a piece is usually sometimes a reflection of what's going on in their brains. But I wanted to challenge people to see the woman beyond her tits. Because funny enough, in society, say you look braless, that's all people see and form their own interpretation of who they think you are. And this is my other piece that's a part of the 7 Heavenly Virtues. Her name is Humility. She too has her boobies out. And she too was made as a practical joke. I love her. She's not a practical joke, but a joke in a sense where, like, if I put her up in a gallery or a show, I want to see people's reaction, and I'm curious to know what they think generally about females whose boobs are showing, but what they think about that person and who they think the person is. And can you look outside of your ego to actually get to know the person beyond their tits? Interesting. But yeah, thank you so much, and have a great art celebration as always.
Wow, thank you so much, Michaela. I mean, from this presentation as well as the ones before, I don't think anybody leaving this Zoom meeting can say they have no idea what artivism is. But for me, especially from, when they're introducing their art, it really is art or anything creative that invokes thoughts, I think. So we have so far touched on, Watch Me Take Up Space, My Politics is Love, or Jamaican Identity, and the other theme, Beyond Bodies. And we know, especially as being a part of the community, that bodies are very, very, very important. So with this theme, we wanted to remind society that lesbian, bisexual women, and queer people are beings that exist outside of their sexuality and have varying talents, thoughts, skills, intellect, passions, and feelings. So for the first performance, please make some virtual noise for Sam Thinker, who is a visual artist. Govey Sam Scott hails from Maypen, my place dot. I don't know, Maypen is no playpen. She is a self-taught painter and stippling or pointillism artist. I hope I said that correctly. Please do ignore my ignorance. She uses her work as a medium to relay her thoughts on the connectivity of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, he, she, they, them. Please make some virtual noise for Sam Thinker.
Hey, Rups, come through, Sam.
Woohoo!
My apologies, having to.
While we get ready, I just want to remind everybody that make sure say put on an shirt and ready up for later when Wizard comes back on, because we're having a full-on dance party. Thanks. Sam Thinker.
Hi, good day. I'm Sam Scott, just plain Sam. And today I'll be showing you two pieces from my Mystic Open collection under the theme Beyond Bodies. Mystic Open, if you have read about her or haven't, is known as the first Black female principal dancer for the American Ballet Company. And I really chose her to do pieces on, tribute pieces on, because I admired her drive. And to me, she represented seeing more than what was on the surface. You know, you tend to look at and see simply based on what you see. And when you take the time out, she was not just a little girl who, you know, loved to twirl around. She had the potential to become the best, and she did become one of the best dancers. Because somebody saw that in her, somebody took the time to see more than just a little girl who didn't have the opportunity, but saw the greatness within and, you know, decided to share with the world. So the first piece, Strength of the Week, done by your Philly, was written, the poetry or poem was written by Opal Thomas. Perfection isn't easy, but I keep trying. There's a way that quietness allows you to see stars inside your stomach. Once I had to have someone in my life, regardless of the hurt he caused, until I was not able to see and like myself. Now I step loudly, toes pointed, head cocked, knowing I'm strength and weakness too. And the second piece, entitled Copeland's Leap, and this piece was written by yours truly. We dream of things we want, we leap from mountaintops, reaching for the unseen. Trust and faith are but feelings, that if we believe, if we love, if we dream, if we live, we will be what we dream. We will reach beyond the lines of the border box. We will become among the great. Because greatness is fluidly running over our veins. So my clothing piece, clothing, you know, words are wear more than meets the eye. Trend covers examine our pages, and you will meet the minds that lie behind the lines. We are not just bodies to see and speak about, we are among the kindest, bravest, and greatest souls that if time taken to interact, you would ever meet. So again, I am Sam. Thank you for spending some time to look at my pieces as well as listen to the extracted poems written about them. I hope you enjoy it. Have a nice day, and also happy Pride and places.
That was beautiful. Zanika might mute.
Thank you so much. I do apologize to the persons who were saying they were not hearing well. So sorry, but you can, we're gonna place her information in the chat so you can look on her site or follow her on social media. But I mean, even if you couldn't hear, I'm sure you could see the awesome visuals. So big up yourself again, Sam Thinker. Special big ups because you're from Maypen, which is no playpen. And we're gonna make some noise and welcome Romaine, who is a surreal and abstract Jamaican artist whose dynamic paintings are known to captivate and provoke viewers into a deeper level of thinking and conversation. She has done exhibitions both locally and overseas. Her first ever exhibition being a group exhibition held at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in the early 2000s entitled Young Professionals. So please make some noise for Romaine. Also, me here, so I must give her a big special shout out because she's a big bad videographer. So big up yourself, Romaine McNeil, and come through.
Pride. All throughout this week, she's been providing the tech support
for
all the online activities that you've been seeing her working. I mean, not just a setup because she made me look good on the camera. So big up yourself, Romaine. And we're gonna get right into her work.
Go, Romaine.
Hey.
Wow.
Nice God. Romaine. Anymore.
You too, me have to go rich because all of them I want one of each from each of the artists them. So I don't know how it's going to work. But mega rich, and mega just buy everything. Ready.
I have a birthday coming up. Like one of those pieces. So you are so inclined to sponsor me. You can reach me at get the details to my account. So I think today we're going to be going into the live performance from Ghana.
Well, Ghana, big up yourself. Ghana is a reggae fusion artist that uses her music to speak on love, life, and issues facing societies that must be discussed. Ghana is very active in the community, and she has always been an activist who lends her voice to those who need to be heard. This week, she's not only celebrating Pride, but also the first anniversary of her EP, Gypsy Dread. So please make some noise for a live performance from Lady Ghana.
Hi guys. So while my guitarist sets up his self. I just want to say happy Pride to everyone. My EP is a year old. Never expect this to happen so quick. Sunday, August 9, it's a year old, and we're just celebrating.
Woo! Congratulations, Ghana.
So Steve not going to set up. In the meantime, You can find my EP, Gypsy Dread, on all music platforms. That's Gypsy, Gypsy, Dread. And it's 5 songs. They speak about my life, you know, pretty much what I go through with friends, family, relationship. Yeah, it's just truth and my truth and the best way I know how to share it. And I really hope you guys enjoy what I have for you today.
Where to find you online?
You can find me on all social media platforms, or at least the ones that I sign up for, at _ Ghana Music, GHANAMUSIC. Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, SoundCloud. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Get some sound. So see you too when I get ready for now. The first song I will be performing for you is called It's Set. It's kind of about friendships and how some people expect to be a virgin kind of let you down. And you know, the disappointments and the lessons that you learn from all these disappointments, and how you can just take it and flip it into something positive. Yeah, great. Fresh like bread on my step, work for everything when I get. Let me team tell me no fret. Gonna take it to another level, girl. Well, listen, read them all, we're gonna split. But if you can't manage the truth, you must stop with. Fresh like bread from the step, work for everything when I get. Let me team tell me no fret. Gonna everything I got set. Gonna take it to another level, girl. Well, listen, read them all, we're gonna split. But if you can't manage the truth, you must stop with. Me alone in my race, just need to start. It's my dream car, me need for pockets. On the hill where the star is mansion built, cause that's what art is like. It not easy, the hillside, it might be breezy, beautiful image. Then the rocks and thoughts around this start balloon past the slippage down the drain. It's enough to go insane when you met the love and guidance that you shared and how it was all in vain. But know my feelings at this point of view, you have not seen it. But sanity is mine. I'm a plan for keep it fresh from the step. Work for everything when I get. Give me team, tell me no fret. Gonna everything I got set. Gonna take it to another level, yeah. Well, it's a rhythm and we're gonna split. But if you can't manage the truth, you must stop with. Can't stop the flowing of the river. Coca-Cola, them a shiver. Car we flowing with the liver. Lord, them never catch it quicker. Mask them face to pre the eye. Front row seat to my demise. But me now to stop the truth of being alive. I won the race, redeem the prize. In all these days, you have to read between the lines. Open your eyes, better you will see the signs. If you knew all who's fake, then you'd be surprised. Tap into your inner mind. Fresh like bread when we step. Work for everything when we get. Feel me team, tell me no fret. Gonna everything I got set. Gonna take it to another level, yeah. Well, it's a rhythm, we're gonna split. But if you can't manage the truth, you must stop with. We are the future, get tired from it. Right now, me not care and not stop panic. My people and get crazy when pause of it. Why can't we unite? What's the cause of it? We are the future, get tired from it. Right now, me not care and not stop panic. My people and get crazy when pause of it. Why can't we unite? What's the cause of it? And that was it. Alright, right, so the next one, unofficially called Rainbow, and I feel like that's going to be the name of it. Ruban's man them call it Rainbow because it's like the queerest song I have. Love that for me. This song was actually premiered at Orange Lights, which is also a We Change event. Great. So many people want me dead cause I'm different. So quick to talk, but they do not want to listen. And deep inside this heart is hurt, it's pain. Cause I've been used and abused, bruised beyond repair. Cried out for help, but no one's there. No one cares. But as a child of the rainbow and rain falls, we glow and nothing's gonna hold us down. For everyone who's ever loved and they turned around to hurt you, help me to sing this now. No need to worry. Even though we're in a studio, we're just singing a song already. Hey. No need to fuss and fight. Hey. Dry your tears, dry your tears. No need to cry tonight, cry tonight, cry tonight. Hey, me know what it feels like for everything I go wrong and seems like nothing's ever gonna go your way. Sometimes I feel like we're fighting it, but you talk harder, stands up in my way. But as a child of the rainbow and rain falls, we glow and nothing's gonna hold us down. For everyone who's ever loved and they turned around to hurt you, help me to sing this now. No need to worry. Yeah, girl. Ready? Yeah. No need to fuss and fight. Dry your tears, dry your tears. No need to cry tonight, cry tonight, cry tonight. No need to worry. No need to fuss and fight. Dry your tears, dry your tears. No need to cry tonight, cry tonight, cry tonight. Yeah, you feel love. Alright, so, but definitely I have to give a shout out to my partner Hannah. We wrote this song together.
Well, yeah, big up yourself, Hannah, the way you're there. Who not have partner for shout out to bad, like myself, yeah.
Yo, not cheating, not done. It's called Closer. And if you're smart enough and they can't figure out how me and Hannah get together. So, yeah. Come closer to me, Nana, yeah. Come closer to me, Nana, yeah. Come closer to me, Nana. Come closer to me, Nana, yeah. I see you and your friends running up in the corner. Have fun, baby girl, don't stop. One eye contact on your body language is telling me to come closer. I cannot help myself. I know you're here with someone else, but I want you to myself, and it does not help when you say come closer to me, Ghana. Come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. Come closer to me, Nana. Come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. One night's never kill nobody. Hold me tight now, hurt your mom. You're driving slow and there ain't no traffic. Stop me if I get too cocky. Timing, the wife image might fit me. If I'm riding with you, ride and die with me. You a diamond and like me, I might bring you beside me. Right picture, my girl, come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. Come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. Come closer to me, Nana. Come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. Listen. When I say come closer to me, me no need no show that to me. No want the sweet regular love when my eye talk tea in the morning. Crack up down in the yawning. If you're ready home, steady home and close. Tell me that you won't ever let me go. Conversate and activate, we can relate to orchestrate the right melody to make the river flow. If you're ready home, steady home and close. Tell me that you won't ever let me go. Conversate and activate, we can relate to orchestrate the right melody to make the river come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. Come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. Come closer to me, Nana. Come closer to me, Nana. Yeah. See. Oh. Y'all can listen to the song on my EP. Oh, great. So this is something I think I should talk about because this is definitely the space. There was a concern about this song. We were wondering if, given that I'm a reggae fusion artist, if it would have been okay in the space. And I have both versions, which I intend on releasing the queer version. But yeah, talk home, don't worry about it. And I feel like I'm going to upset some more people with my future music. You understand? Yeah. Piss some people off, it's about time. Yes, girl. Yeah.
Artivism.
That's right. Exactly. So talking about pissing some people off, this is one song that definitely did. And yeah, it's mainly about a lot that's happening to our women in society, or young women and babies, and you know, being somebody who has gone through this sort of abuse, I figured the best way to put it out there was in song like I checked about. What? So the one named Silence the Dread, and it is the single for my EP, or from my EP. So yeah, ready? Me said them try silence the dread, but them not understand. Said it's so undread when I listen to no man. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. Me say them not understand. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. Say this I want dread when I listen to no man. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. They say them not understand. And pass the mic, don't make me talk. And it's gonna and then stop. And if them makes the band the disaster, makes the lemon belly twist and all right. Afraid me must them secretly. Never plan to keep it in the beat. You cause them love you, that's abuse and you have to speak it. But me feel to understand why a man would raise him hand and feel it alright to put it on a black woman look on her clean chrome skin and original tan. You can't look inside yourself and see it's wrong. They said them try silence the dread, but them not understand. Said this a 100 when I listen to now. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. They said them not understand. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. Say this a 100 when I listen to now. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. They say them not understand. They used to speak the truth or speak it ever, cost it what it will. When you're young, you did a do wrong, but now you're big and I do wrong still. Enlighten me, please, if you will. You found knowledge gives me thrill. Watch them a shake like me from bamboo, cause them know me come for the kill. Every man will take away innocence before she know for bite it. I don't want to give them Dr. Hands on listen so for write it. And the woman them will hand it. The woman them will hide it. Yes, we're all at fault cause we didn't know I turned like that. So we can't silence the dread, but them not understand. Say this a 100 when I listen to the man. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. They say them not understand. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. Say this a 100 when I listen to now. Try silence the dread, but them not understand. They say them not understand. Silence the dread, can't silence me. Silence the dread, can't silence me. Silence the dread, can't silence me. No, them can't silence me. Them can't try silence me. Silence the dread, can't silence me. Silence the dread, can't silence me. Silence the dread, can't silence me. No, them can't silence me. Everybody, this is Staceyann guitar. Give thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Wow,
Yes,
the pleasure
Ghana.
for sure ours gonna be
Wow.
beautiful, beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. I knew, wow, I never know said this like so nice. Talk truth. I know that we said that Ghana was going to be our final performance. However, we'll get our money pull up for Taitu. So Taitu is going to come and give us our final piece, a different piece for this evening. But I just want to remind everybody for get ready for make them video live so we can have our dance party because the wizard from Mr. the DJ, me know say that tonight they're nice. The wizard is gonna come on after and we'll have our full-on dance party. So get ready, everybody. Please welcome Taitu.
Hi again, everybody. Oh Lord, nice. Sorry about the chair. I'm torn between reading queer piece that I've never shared before and one called Mango Season that I've shared before. So like everybody want to hear Mango Season.
The fans have spoken.
Huh?
Fans have spoken.
The fans have spoken. All right. Let me find Mango Season then. I can read the other one. It's still a prayer poem though, don't get me wrong. It's just not as obvious. It can be read in any way. Lord of His mercy.
I say I love you like mango.
Actually, yeah.
Exactly. See how far we can go. Yeah, we done this.
Okay. Let's find it. I found it.
Praise the Lord.
Every time.
Praise the Lord.
Oh, Michelle, I like it to see. When I was getting it made, the man said, "You spell it wrong." I said, "No, no, it's very correct." All right, so mango season. Just look at it. So beautiful, so bountiful, so fleshy, so juicy, so full, so in abundance. It has every nutrient you could ever need. Just everything. Just look at it. Each one is completely different from another you would have tasted before. Just look at it. It is more than an it. It is its own altar. It is its own prayer. It is its own unique affirmation. Just look at it. Pause. Let it fill you before you take even a taste of its flesh. Make sure that it is moist and ready, that the juices are flowing. Make sure that it is dripping. The juices, but just look at it. Take a nibble and another nibble. Nibble again, and you just cannot stop. You have to keep going. You just have to keep going. Nibble at one layer, nibble at another layer, then you suck. Twirl your tongue. You just have to keep going. And with each twirl, and with each nibble, and with each suck, there is more. You are drunk from this juice divine. It is an unfolding. It is its own mantra. It is in full bloom, flowing, dripping down your lips, down your chin. You lick your fingers. What juice in abundance. Don't you just love mango season?
Yes, guys.
Thank all. Remember, it's always mango season.
Woo! Woo!
What's Denny?
Why title?
Zanika.
She's not okay.
Oh, mango juice will like kind of quench my thirst, and I mean, yeah. Exactly, Erin. Yes, Erin. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Title. Thank you so much, everyone who presented and shared with us this evening. And of course, thank you to all the participants who joined here on Zoom, on Instagram Live, on YouTube. Thank you. And thank you to we for creating this platform and this safe space for us to engage in conversation, and we enjoy ourselves, and it's for a good cause. You can imagine? That nice? Nice, bud. Janelle, you're looking wonderful this evening. Thank you so much for being my in-studio host. It was my pleasure to host this. Oh my gosh, think like me I blush all agon. And I cannot wait for particularly the persons on Zoom to join in the dance party with the musical stylings from the Wizard. I'm so excited.
Remember to join us tomorrow for the Pride Breakfast Party, which is in the morning, starting
8 a.m.
At 8 a.m.
Equality JA.
with Equality JA. Remember to follow their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the social media them, all of the stuff in them. And come out and enjoy yourself. Pambity, I'm gonna do it. What she said, Mattia? What? Hey.
She
All
said,
right. Yeah.
Camera's on.
All right, come on, the camera's on.
All right, guys, come ready. Marie, I'm ready to dash out. Very ready. Very ready.
No, this is not one of them jump ups.
All right. Yeah, but I go on like you're distant. Oh, the wizard. What? Stop. Ready.
tell the man not to waste your time. If the man broke, the man hear jokes, so you gotta get loose with the Henny and the Coke. 3, 2, 1, girls wanna have fun. If the man don't dance, he's done. Tell him move on, get the man gone. Now can I get a Coke with my rum?
Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
When you surround you, say baby I love you. You ain't my name, say my name. You acting kind of shady. You're calling me baby. Why you say change your name?
Keep calling me baby. DB type move now, Janelle. Ooh, there we go, there we go. Ooh, there we go, there we go. Ready now, we're ready now. Why? Had the workout of the month just now. Pick up yourself, DJ Wizard. Amazing as usual.
No, right?
That was an awesome program, ladies. Congratulations and a very well event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You were amazing.
You're amazing, girl.
Tired.
Okay, my love.
Thank you, Den. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you, Maria.
Oh my God. What would I make good stuff if
Bye. Bye, Shanique. Bye, everybody.
What would I make good stuff if I
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
When you realize